using of buildings as hospitals. I mean, that's what you'll see on that end. You're going to see panic like you've never seen in this country and the world. Again, this is a generational, human, transformative event. And if you have not gotten that through your head, it's time to realize that, and realize whatever your career was, especially if it was, one of those average ones, may not be there for you after this. This is one of those things that is going to change the world forever, whether you like it or not.
Speaking of which, we are sitting here in our position in the crow's nest, doing this for a living, looking at this information, trying to see what's coming, trying to warn people about it, and giving people actionable information that they can use in their lives. But obviously, we can only do that because we are supported by people out there who are helping this to happen. And I realize this is going to be an incredibly trying time for everyone. But let's face it, let's be honest, a lot of people are turning to outlets like yours and like mine for information right now, because it is valuable to have people in that crow's nest looking out over their horizon, looking at what's coming. So if you can, and if you do appreciate the work that, say, Jason is doing or that I'm doing, please support it. We need your support, especially during this incredibly trying time, because I'm going to be sitting here as long as I possibly can, giving us good an analysis that I possibly can, doing this full time, so that hopefully we can help get through this together. But I do need your support. Jason needs your support. Jason, tell people where they can find your work and how they can support it.
Absolutely, and just to reiterate that, right now YouTube has announced that they're just going to start deleting videos that don't go against their community standards without any kind of explanation at all, because they're short-staffed. If you want to support me, and guys, a lot of you have been great to me, especially recently, and believe me, I've bled every dollar into my family. I just spent another $500 right before this interview getting ready for this. So 5, 10, 15 bucks. The GoFundMe is how I do it, and I do have a rock bin as well, and lo and behold, if they eventually do pull me off of YouTube, I'll be posting there, and I always post to Periscope, aka Twitter as well. I want you to share my stuff far and wide. There's no copyright on it. I'm not going to take offense if you take a segment or you repost. This is the most important time in our lives. I promise you that, because for a lot of people, whether you realize it or not, whether you think it's a joke, that it's a boomer remover, they will never see their loved ones again. You remember the last time James and I talked, I said maybe you want to get your loved ones out of these homes, and one day they announced it in New York, and the next day they announced it nationally. And some people will never hug their parents again. People need to realize this. This is a human event.
So many cascading consequences from this unfolding event, and I know, Jason, you're going to be there covering it, as I will, so I hope people will check it out. I will, of course, put links to all of your different media platforms and socials and all of that, so that people can follow what you are doing. I hope they do so, because you're there on the front lines. Like it or not, you're right there in the belly of the beast in New York State, so I can't say I'm looking forward to seeing your coverage, but I am certainly following it, and let's put it that way. So, Jason, thank you for doing what you do.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you now more than ever.